It was
On
like
the
Dancing with the
television.
Stars.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dancing Stars. I don't think it was like 2021. She basically stopped practicing pool and she was only practicing the choreography and like, yeah, she was suddenly a dance star. She got to the final. I think she finished second place. So not only a talented pool player.
Wow, she's got rhythm too. That's awesome.
Well, she's made a ball on the break. No future on the 2.
Tim, I wanted to
Might
ask you
have
a
to
question
push.
there,
Go ahead.
if that's okay. I just noticed this is the first time I've seen someone breaking from more towards the side of the table rather than towards the center of the break line. Is there a reason for that? Is there a better opportunity for potting off the break?
Well, one thing I forgot to mention, this is a good question, is that we are using a break box. So we have to break from outside the break box. If you look at the kitchen, the top side of the table, there is a squared box. You have to put the cue ball outside of that. And then that's to where now players are starting to doubt if they make a square hit or if they have the shape on the 1. So they are more relying on going from the side and breaking the 1 ball in the side pocket. Well, gotta say, Korsgaard definitely took the bait there after the push from Jasmine. Don't think there was so much value in just going for making the 2 and playing a safe on the 3. But not much future for Jasmine, so let's see. Cannot see her playing a 3-8 combination here. Save behind the 9, clever shot. The
Very
only
clever.
thing is, would have liked to maybe get the 3 more to the short rail, as the jump cue might come out. Well, she might not be able to stretch that far. I might not be able to reach that either, so I'm not too sure.
Looking at the 1 cushion escape. Is there danger there? Went for the
Ooh.
pot.
Well, did she leave a window? I believe she has. Then the next question is, does that 4 go to the top right, past the orange 5 ball? If it does, a little masse around the 9, cutting the 3 in and 2-row shape will work.
It wasn't
But
arrow,
not-
it's the windows, Tim.
Yeah. But she won't be playing the 4 in the top right corner, I can assure you that. So safety behind the 5. Yeah, super tough. I seen the tables are playing quite fast. Arcadia Cloth usually stays new quite long, longer than most of the cloths, I feel like. So the table is a little faster still, and the slide has worn off, so the rails are giving a little bit of speed and the cloth is still fast. Oh, a nice bank shot there on the 4 from Grugsgaard. And a chance now actually to take her first game on the board.
Yeah, that was my fear with the cue ball running away, that she would bring it into trouble. But she has an angle on this 6.
Well, it does have a nice quick pace around the table. Doesn't really let the grass grow. Took a slightly more time here from 8 to 9, but I feel as long as she kills the cue ball in between the 9 and the 10, even if she runs a little further, she will always have the... Oh, she played that so firm. Well, she still has a bank. Where she... Oh, she's cut. No, she's banking. Okay. I was gonna say she looked at the cut for a second. Well, she needed a little bit more left spin on the ball. I feel like when you play that shot with with just straight center, when you play a little bit more pace, the 9 really shortens up after the first rail. So, chance for Jasmine to extend her lead 2-0. And there it is, 2-0 on the board. Was a good opportunity for Mikkelsen there to get her first game on the board and probably get a little bit more comfortable around the table too. You know, you're playing a world champion, former world champion, multiple European champion, so the pressure will be high for her. And would have been nice if she could have leveled the score 1 each, obviously. But she, kind of hit the 8 pretty firm. Ran into the 10 and lost the cue ball. But still plenty of time. It's a race to 6. Rack number 3.
Big break for Helena.
Yeah, made the 6 ball. A long shot on the 1. I don't think there's a decent opening shot unless she goes really aggressive to the bottom right corner. But I probably would bank the 1 to the left long rail and get the cue ball to the right, hoping to double up the 10 and the 8 in between. Oh, the cue ball. She's played it so firm. I think she might have been going aggressive there, but yeah, I'm not sure if it was laying so nicely. It was a difficult shot and had to get the cue ball probably long rail, short rail back to the center, which was tough to do.
Well, I can't see any problems here for Jasmine. Can you, Tim?
No, I mean, well, we can always try and find one, but in general it's looking quite open. Maybe really depending on what kind of shape you give yourself on the 5. But I would like to be on the left side of the table and play the 5 and run the cue ball 2 rails to the 7 in the bottom right. So yeah, maybe this to get from 3 to 4. But like I said, I'm really trying to find something tough here. She might have wanted to be a little straighter on the 4 though, but she can still run around the 9 as long as she's on the left long rail. She should be fine.
Yeah, you called it, Tim.
Yeah, she's playing good angles just in general. If you look at it, it's just a natural way of playing. The cue ball can just naturally go forward. You only put a little bit of spin here and there. Would be nice to not fall straight on the 7. Slight angle either way would be nice. You see, she wiped the cue, like basically trying to help the cue ball to go off that rail. But this is a great angle. Stun out. It should be fine.
Yeah, it's difficult to find fault. She's making it look easy, and when you know the percentage games as well as she does, she tends to play the right shot most of the time.
Yeah, into the short rail and out. Especially with the alternate break format, whenever you get close to like a 3-0, 4-0 lead, that's to where it's so tough for your opponent to still come back. From there, as long as you just focus on your own racks, your own break, then there's not too much opportunity for your opponent to come back.
No.
Well, very confident play so far. 3-0 lead. I believe no mistakes really from Jasmine so far. I mean, she's played a safety which wasn't perfect, and then Mikkelsen banked the ball in. I think that's the only thing that really happened to Jasmine. Pretty, well, I have to say, pretty demanding lead. Also, you know, it's your opening round too. So how tough must it be for Helen to... I've never seen her play also, so possibly this is her first European Championship. This is her first round match, and she draws Jasmine. Now Jasmine is coming out like this. How tough must it be to be in the chair and just look at this, you know?
Yeah, it's formidable. However, oh, I thought that was going to run dry, but it looks like the 3 snuck in the side pocket, giving Jasmine a chance, but I could see her playing safe here, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
I was just trying to think where. Sorry, I was... Do you slide off of it, or do you try and play it half and bring one onto either side of the cushion?
I don't think it's laying so great in general. Like, I don't think you can bring the 1 ball over to the left long rail and get the cue ball all the way down underneath the 6. So she has played that, but as you can see, the speed for the 1 ball was going to be pushing it out. So she was trying to just get the cue ball for cover, and she didn't.
Well, it's not an easy chance for Helena's at table. And she kept a good cue ball there, Tim. But sadly, it looks like the 5 didn't come to a rescue at the end there. But that's a tough shot to get back for the 2, with the cue ball so close to the cushion.
Well, she might go to just make the 1, nudge the 5 over. Well, it must be a very close call, because they got Gintaras Petrovas, EPBF referee, there to check the call. I wouldn't do too much with the cue ball, just push the 5 over and take the cut on the 2. She even drew the cue ball.
Yeah, that was full-blooded.
Now, she's not done yet, because she'll go 2 rails towards the 4, but it's gonna give some angle on the 4 ball to get to the 5. So the flatter the better, but it's really tough, because usually when you try to get real straight on the 4, you might run into the 9 ball here. So she's got more angle. Cue ball also running slightly far. 2 rails around the 6 to get to the 5, Kath?
Yeah, and I'm just noticing Jasmine running around. Maybe is the shot clock playing on her mind a little bit? She's dancing back and forth to pick up the extension. I'm just wondering if she was a bit worried with the shot clock there.
Well, also, I believe, I mean, I could check, but I believe she did not play in the straight pool division. So this is also her opening match. So she's still also trying to adjust still to the table, to the cushions, you know, the slick conditions, clean balls. The shot clock, first match, you play your first match trying to get used to everything, and now there is a shot clock too. You would say she's managing really well. This, yeah, if you would count it as a mistake, this is her first mistake basically. But I don't think I would call this a mistake, would you?
No, she certainly made up for coming out of position, and this is a difficult shot for Mikkelsen here. She's got a 6 in the way, the 5 sat right next to the 7. She's going to be doing well not to give away ball in hand here, and she's calling the corner bag, so she needs to get a good hit on this.
Yeah, had to go directly into it, and also she was mainly just trying to make the 5 ball. If you looked at the speed, she wasn't really trying to get any cover or something on it, you know, if in case she didn't make it.
No, I think the only saving grace may have been she could have covered the 5 with the 7 accidentally, but
yeah,
no.
Yeah, but it was a good safety shot. There was no jump shot available. Maybe she could have kicked 3 rails for a safety, but
we shouldn't take anything away from Jasmine's safety play. It was a really good safety.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Listen, you can be very picky, but sometimes it's just a good shot from someone else, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
I mean, if you look at
on the 8 here.
If you look at the opportunities Helen did have so far in the match, she had 1 run-out opportunity. This is the next time she gets to the table. She's 4-0 down. So
yeah,
strong performance so far from Jasmine.
But mentioning her dancing prowess, I did notice in between a couple of shots there, and it may have been to the shot clock, but she was dancing around the table.
Yeah, well, definitely for a couple of years I felt like her game was a little less. But I also feel like she hasn't been putting that much time into the game and everything. Because I used to see her play quite slow and like grinding and like ball per ball every match, you know. But now I see the dancing stars Jasmine on the table. She must be like really fit and practicing at the moment. It's good signs for early match. Yeah, let's not try that.
Okay. That cue ball is tracking.
Needs a 6 to move. It has. Shot on the 1. 2 and the 3 are near. I believe the 5 does go to the bottom right, so this is a nice run out chance. The only shot I can see that will be tough is to get from the 7 to the 8. It will be tough to get a nice angle from the 7 to get to the 8 ball because the 10 is interfering quite some area, but she's missed the 1 ball. And
yeah, that wasn't an easy shot, Tim. However, she didn't give her anything on the 2. It felt like it wasn't a fully committed shot.
Yeah, I could have also chosen to play the cue ball forward. You know, didn't have to stun the ball.
No.
Maybe asking a little bit much from her technique, but you also don't know what players are feeling at this moment, of course, so they make different choices over and over.
Well, a one cushion escape here. And I think that cue ball is going to stay out the pocket. That's not a bad shot. That cue ball looks to have run right up against the cushion, which makes it very difficult for Jasmine to get a good contact on this cue ball.
Yeah, could actually get the cue ball in between the rail and the 6 and hopefully bring the 1 to the other side of the 9-10. Oh, look at how well she's played this.
That's 2 solid saves in a row.
And I don't think Helen can go over the short rail here, Gav. I think she might have to go over the top short rail. Maybe Massey? No.
Yeah. I think she needed to put a lot of left-hand side on that ball to get it over there. That was a very tough ask.
Well, also, if it grips, if it actually opens up enough on the short rail.
Yeah, played that well. You could always see the 9 there, making it feel a little bit trickier. And the 7's tracked a little bit more down towards the 8, where you spotted that might be a key point in the game, going from 7 to 8. That sort of problem has been helped out a little bit.
Yeah, this is a tricky shot. You need the inside on this, but on the new cloth it kind of pushes out, so it's different aiming. You don't know how much it grabs on the rail. Yeah, that's why she chose just to play plain ball and try not to get closer to the 5.
She did well to find the gap there.
Yeah, I gotta say, overall on the speed, I feel she's been doing well. She's only had that one where I said mistake and she's played the safety. One run out chance she didn't really finish. And that's because the rails, yeah, reacted a little bit different and she bumped the 6 ball earlier. But the speed overall has been good. Also, if you look at the safety shot earlier, this rack on the 1, the cue ball speed was really good. And those are good early signs, you know, for opening match.
Yeah, and ominous signs for Mikkelsen, sadly, at the moment. I really feel she needed to have a good strong break and run to really get her shoulders open, and it's not happened yet, Tim. Well, as much as she's making it look easy, she's picking her patterns really well.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really get to see much from Helen's game, to be honest. I mean, kind of have to be honest here. Jasmine is just playing really well. She's not missing any balls. She had to play safe on a run-out possibility once, like I mentioned, and besides that, she's been playing nice angles, maybe a little straighter here on the 9 than she wanted to. Could choose to stun off the rail or draw back for the 10 in the side. Ooh!
Use a bit of knuckle.
Try to get the cue ball off the rail using the knuckle. I didn't like that option so much. She has a cut to the side, Gath.
Yeah. I can't imagine she'll turn it down, but that's a tough cut in the middle.
Well, this is to get on the hill. 5-0 lead possible if she makes the 10 here.
No.
Oh, she's missed it.
And fortunately for
Uh-oh.
Jasmine, she's not left a sitter for Mikkelsen. But this would be a good feeling if she can put this one away now and steal the opportunity of Jasmine getting to the hill.
Yeah, imagine the nerves.
I can't.
Yeah. She didn't really get so many opportunities this match, so it would be nice if she makes this one. Yeah,
And
it's
she
there,
has.
4-1. She pulls one back. Will we see a small comeback brewing here in Estonia?
Well, I have to say, Tim, comebacks seem to be your forte today, no?
I have a feeling I might see that a couple more times because I just seen a great comeback from Juan Carlos Exposito against Carl Gnadeberg. He was down 6-1 and 7-3 in alternate break format, winning 8-7. That was insane.
Incredible. Yeah, we were commentating on the other table, another Spanish player, Delgado, and we were keeping updates of that, and it was looking really ominous for the Spanish player. And then our game finished, so I got on to watch you guys and have a listen, and he was on the comeback, and it got really tense towards the end. Great match to commentate too.
Yeah, the Spanish are on their way. They're doing well. Nice square hit on the one, but this time the one is not really getting close either, so she might have to start maybe cutting the break a little bit more or taking some more power off. Look at the spin on the cue ball too.
Still going, yeah. Now, really taking the power off will help get the spread better, or?
Now, well, she's basically trying to make the one in the side where Helene is banking this one ball to. And if it comes up too high, you might want to consider maybe some outside spin or maybe a little less speed. Just depends. If it comes high, you usually break a little softer, and if it comes low, you can break a little firmer. But you have to hit the break consistent too. If you start cutting it more or hitting it thicker, then you also get a different result.
Right.
It's a combination of both.
Will be interesting because, you know, I'm noticing the different spots from where either player are breaking, and then watching how they're going to work on, do they stick with that spot and change the pace, or do they try a different spot? And it's where does their mind go in that game?
Yeah, there's so many things you can do and can try. And especially when you're making balls, even though it's not the balls you're trying to make, why would you move if that position is working, you know? So look at this.
Wow.
A little trick shot right there. Wasn't trying to make the one, of course. Called the 7. Tried to move the one over to the side. Has a chance here now. It's a tough 2. This is a really tough shot. Queuing over the 4.
Looks like she's going to go for the cut so the cue ball can do the work to come all the way back down the table here, but that's an even trickier shot, Tim.
Yeah, I have to say, you don't very often see people miss this particular shot too thin. You mainly see that ball go thick. And I think it's just because you're elevating, your view gets less well. And then you're definitely not going to look for the thin side of the ball. You're more going to look for the thick side. Good safety here from the Danish. So would be nice for her if she can maybe get an open opportunity and a nice run out following. You know, you don't want to feel like, well, I have a ball on the board because Jasmine missed the 10. You know, you want to feel like, okay, you know, I'm starting to run out. So
Yep, get the momentum flowing.
well, she's not gonna really get it yet because Jasmine, she made a good hit on the 2, left a long 2 ball, and with the distance and the cut, it will be really tough to slow the cue ball down to hold for the 3 in the bottom.
Jasmine did well to find a gap there. I think if Mikkelsen had pushed that cue ball tight, that shot wouldn't have been on. So, yeah. Bit of a stretch for this too.
Yeah, I think she has too much angle to hold the cue ball still quite low. So she might have to go twice the short rail, back and forth. If she lands straight on the 3 ball, that would be ideal, but I don't think the cue ball is gonna get there.
Just a smidge short. Now, the 4 to the 5 with that 8 ball there, to me, looks fraught with danger. Do you see an easy path? Or the best angle to get?
Well, I'm considering maybe running into the 8. Like just like a stun shot softly into the left side of the 8.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't get on the 4, but she still has the cross corner bank on the 4. Shape running around the 8 to the 5. I think she's gonna take a little risk here also, because she might be feeling that Mikkelsen is not likely to go aggressive here. She even... Yeah, I was gonna say she was playing really low in the cue ball, but that bump on the 5 really worked. This is now a chance to get on the hill.
Yeah, it looked forever and a day like that cue ball was going to stick against the 5, but that's actually now turned into a very nice looking opportunity. She played a nice pace on the bank shot as well, giving it every chance to go in. I could see later on in the tournament shots like that being spit back out, so all about the pace there. Bit straight. Probably will just draw it back to leave the angle she wants. Yeah. Give her every opportunity to get back up for the 9 ball here. And it looks like the 9 ball's on the cushion, which will make that shot a little bit easier. So giving her a bigger target area to put the cue ball. Using all the pocket done.
Yeah, the main thing is she didn't really pound the ball. She put a nice clean stroke on there, so that really, even though she hit it not exactly perfect like she wanted to, it still slid in because she didn't really stab at the ball.
This one's running away from her a little.
Well, I can guarantee you she wasn't trying to get it in the side, but she's got dead straight on it.
I normally put my hand up at that point, Tim.
Well, no friends at the table.
Absolutely not.
5.
And Jasmine. Sorry, Tim. Jasmine has now made the hill.
Yeah, 5-1, and will be a tough one for Mikkelsen to overcome, I feel like.
Yeah, it was... well, it's all a game of sometimes very small margins, but I feel like that the safety shot she played there, without coming tight against that 6 ball, it left Jasmine a chance of the 2 cushion and with a kick and stick. And it's just little small things like that which can go the other way that will shift the momentum. There's still opportunity for the momentum to shift, and Mikkelsen's got ball in hand ready to break now, so let's see if something can start to happen.
Well, it's definitely last call, and by last call I also mean on the break. Nothing has dropped. The first initiative also goes to Jasmine. And I feel Mikkelsen, because overall on the break it hasn't been working so well for her, Jasmine has been putting her into jail over and over right after the break.
Yeah, and you don't really want to be doing that too often with Jasmine. And that's being reflected in the scoreline so far, so... Yeah, she spotted a good area there for the cue ball.
Yeah, might have... I was gonna say might have left a window twice, but just the 5 ball slightly hampering the cue ball, so jump cue out. There is a possibility to make this.
She just needs to come over the edge of the 5, it looks, so doesn't necessarily have to give it the full Monty.
Wow.
You called it,
She get the shape on the 2. She's got the shape on the 2. Excellent jump shot from Helen Krugsgaard Mikkelsen. I think that's the right order.
Absolutely.
What a shot there.
That's definitely one for the highlight reel. That was fantastic. And that could just be the encouragement that she needs. She didn't fancy the 2, so has elected to play safe, and I'm not too sure that's safe enough with the way Jasmine's been playing at the moment. I think you need to at least block the an easy path for her.
Yeah, quite surprised she didn't take that 2 ball, and especially being down, you know, you could actually try and make something happen.
Yeah, it felt like the momentum was wanting to shift in her way then, you know, and it was a bit of a letdown in some respects.
Yeah, and that cue ball trying to get behind the 6. That small nudge stopped it from doing so. I mean, she just barely hit that too thick.
She try and screw the cue ball behind the 9 and 7. That's what she tried.
Well, I gotta say, I really like what she's done with the cue ball there. Knowing that there's a couple balls in the top right corner. She held it nicely. Would have been nice to get the 2 ball over just the ball more, so the 5 and the 3 would be in between. To take the jump cue out, but still a good shot. She's trying to hang in there, trying to create an opportunity against Jasmine. Oh, this is a good shot. This could be... I was gonna say it could land really tough, to where it could be a hook, could be a snooker. But still, she's played a really good safety shot there too, if you look at the cue ball.
Yeah, it's very good control of the cue ball. Which made that shot that bit harder, and Mikkelsen's left Jasmine a shot up the rail here with a natural shape to bring the cue ball out, pop it out into the center of the table. So this is a key shot.
I was gonna say I'm not too sure. Okay, she's called. I was gonna say I'm not too sure if the... Looks like she's swinging. No. Oh. I was gonna say it looked like she caught the side pocket point, using the point to make it go. That would have been quite some fortunate roll.
If that was intentional, that would have been a brilliant shot.
True.
Ooh, she just caught the 5 there, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I just feel like she also played it so soft. She could have played a small masse around the 5 to where she can at least put some pace into it and get the cue ball out for the 3. I mean, guaranteed, Helen must play a lot better than she's showing in this match, because she didn't really get that many opportunities, but she must have been very nervous too. If you look at some of the choices, also, she might not be so used to the shot clock. That could be a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine that that would be quite daunting if I was playing in a shot clock environment. However, that jump shot gave us a taste of what she's capable of, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she made a nice bank. She made the jump shot, so definitely she came out with a couple shots, but she didn't really follow through in her actions. So now 2 real shape. Just get past the side. You don't have to land all the way straight on the 7. Just go towards the 3rd diamond, the 3rd dot on the left long rail, counting from above. Well, she chose the 2nd, but going towards the 2nd and the 3rd, she definitely makes sure that she has angle on the 7. If you land straight, you basically are in a really bad position. You're in a really tough spot.
This is the one she wants to make sure of. Getting a good shape on the 8. She elected to come this side of the 8, which is a brave shot too.
Yeah, a little bit more speed depending. She's done really well, but I've seen also some players struggle with getting the cue ball into this position, crossing the area. But she's managing really nice. She's great on the 9. I don't see any more chance for Mikkelsen to get back to the table from here, unfortunately for her. But she'll still have a second chance going over the loser bracket, unless something happens here.
And I think you've called it correctly, Tim. I can see Jasmine closing this one out here now for a convincing win, and all good signs for the rest of her tournament, Tim.
Yeah, so it is Jasmine advancing to the winner's bracket.